I mean, there's so many where he's like, take you somewhere no one can see. We go to Uranus. Wood in your pum pum, thumb in your anus. What?
Poetry.
I get
Poetry in motion. Good afternoon, beautiful people. This is another episode of Album Mode. We review a new album every single week. We look at the lyrics, the production, the overall aesthetic of the album, and how that album fits into the context of that artist's career. My name is Adriel Smiley, a.k.a. AdrielSmiley.com, a.k.a. Adriel Smiley Official, a.k.a. The Godfather, and we are here with His Royal Highness, King Grant.
Welcome back, people. We're back. This time, it's with J Hus. J Hus and his beautiful and brutal yard.
Mm-hmm.
We're also here with our producer, Agent Zero, aka Patient Zero, aka Chris. And we're here talking about J Hus, somebody that I've known about. He's one of those people that I knew about, but I didn't really listen to their music until I heard this, let's say, befuddling Drake feature on one of
the
his
Drake feature everybody hates.
I heard that befuddling Drake feature, and I was like, okay, Drake is, I would say, ruining the song, but J Hus sounds sick. Like it sounds like a great vibe. I like his hook, so that's how I came around to even knowing that this was coming out.
That's interesting. That's kind of like a lot of people's entry into J Hus, and I've noticed that over the past few weeks. Many people have told me it's the first time I'm hearing of J Hus with this Drake song.
Yeah,
and this goes back to what I've said on a bunch of podcasts about the days where everyone knows something. Those days are done. We talked about Flying a Boss and all these people being like, I never heard of them. No idea they existed. New Jeans. We'll get to that. No one knowing who they are. And J Hus is just falling down that line now. I heard about J Hus in 2017. That's when I got put onto him. Common Sense, which is probably his first big album. It charted in the UK. And you may have heard him. He was on Dave's song Samantha.
Okay,
2017.
yeah.
So we've heard of him. He's had songs with Burna Boy before. So he's on Skepta's last solo album.
Yep.
So if you listen to UK rap, you probably have heard of J Hus. But how I like to explain J Hus is kind of the UK's baby. Like they have a lot of love for him over there. They kind of protect him in a way. And I wouldn't say he's Beyonce level, but he's one of those people that, on the internet, if you say something bad about J Hus,
they're coming for you.
They're coming for you. So I thought that was really interesting. Now, in 2020, he released Big Conspiracy, which was his first album after being in prison.
Okay.
Now, this is his first album 2023 in 3 years. Beautiful and Brutal Yard, which is an acronym for baby. I don't know people are calling it that, but I've seen that online.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
A few times. And then I want to talk about his single before we get into more about him.
Okay.
It's Crazy as the first single, and then Who Told You featuring Drake as the second single. Now, this is kind of the overarching theme I'm sure we're going to talk about a million times on this podcast,
right?
Of the UK artists stepping into the Afrobeat world.
Yep.
Every
single one.
Except for David Central C, it's probably the only one we did that didn't do that.
Yeah, that's okay.
But every UK, at least rap review we've done, they have that in there where they step into that lane. J Hus has a vacation home there. he kind of lives in that lane. Now, I wanted to ask you what your favorite J Hus song, but I'm guessing you probably don't even have one. So I'll start with mine, and then we'll go to you. Fisherman off of Common Sense with him and Mo Stack and Mist. That is, again, that same energy of the mix between Afrobeat and rap and hip hop. Absolutely perfect mix he does there. And that's kind of what he's been, I guess, great at so far. So what was, I guess, before the Drake song, what did you know about J Hus? Like, how much did you know?
I knew his name. I knew his name.
Okay.
I've seen him.
It's important.
I've seen him featured on other people's tracks. And then Donald, our great friend Donald, who is an aficionado, I would say, of UK rap, has mentioned him once or twice to me. So I was aware. I was aware of his existence, but not to the point where I was actually truly listening to his music. So this is actually the breakthrough for me.
Wow.
This is where this is like me like actually purposefully like, let me look up the J Hus album. Let me see what's going on over here.
I think there's a lot of J Hus that you would like. So I'm surprised that this is the first time. But you know who J5 is, the producer J5? a lot of people know him from working with J Hus. So
yeah.
that's kind of how he got his name in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's start with production and go this way.
Wait, hold on. I do have a favorite song, but it's from this album though.
Does that count?
I don't know if it counts, but I do have a favorite song from this album. I think it's Militarian?
Yeah, Militarian,
right?
Yeah.
Where it's basically, I want to say it's like Who Told You Part 2, but without Drake and actually good parts. Right? I think that Naria Marley and just overall J Hus is like, they decide to almost bring down the entire song like an octave, and everybody has a deeper voice. It's much smoother,
almost whispering.
Yeah, it's more seductive. Definitely, yeah. He's definitely trying to get sexy on that track. So I thought like that's my favorite song. That's my favorite J Hus song right now. That's my number one J Hus song.
Oh no, that's one of my favorite songs of this project. So I can't hate you on that one. My favorite song off the album is Freshwater, Safa Kara.
Really? I'm actually shocked by that because Freshwater is okay, well, go ahead.
There's a couple lines in there that it's like iffy, but that's the energy I rock with on the song. Like that, that talking shit, that confident energy. And I like that it's kind of a two-part song of, one half is him pleasuring her and then another half is her pleasuring him.
Yep.
I thought that was pretty cool. I want to go back to Militarian because that's one of my highlights I have for production. He loves these guitars.
Yeah, like he does that Spanish guitar.
These kind of, Spanish plucky guitars. Give it that kind of like leisure feel, vacation, summertime. You're sitting by the water.
I'm going to tell you this right now. This album is made for the Sunday afternoon day party. This is the day party album.
Yes.
Okay, like this is basically, I can envision it myself in London like at the day party.
Yep. Double cupping.
Yeah. The double fist of the. I saw the recording of that. I'm gonna include that.
You have to.
The double fist. You're just like dancing alone and like not caring the world. I feel like that. This entire album is all about that.
It is. There's a couple of times where it gets more like grimy, like pun intended. But this is mostly that, and I think that this may be. Like you said, it's the entry point for you. This is going to be, I think, the album people come back to a lot from him.
Okay.
Because it has so much of that day party vibe.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the other UK artists have songs like Princess Cuts or Location or Energy from Skepta that get played in the party. J Hus has like 7 or 8 of those.
Yeah, exactly.
That are going to get played in the party.
There's like 3 of them on this album alone, bro.
Yeah, I'd say more than 3.
Yeah.
The other one I wanted to highlight was Killy.
Yep,
J Hus and Popcorn. That I think the difference with J Hus with a lot of artists in this lane is that when he goes into either a dancehall energy or Afrobeat energy, it feels way more authentic.
Yeah, and
he can carry it almost with his own singing or his own voice. And Killy with Popcorn is one of those.
Yeah, I was a little bit cynical on that track when it first came on because I was like, oh, he's just doing the rounds, you know what I mean? Like he's got Burna Boy, he's got Drake, and then he's gonna have Popcorn. I'm like, is there, who else are we? I'm waiting for, like
Sean Paul
to jump.
Oh my God.
I'm waiting for Sean Paul or like Buju Banton to jump out of the bushes.
I would love that. J Hus and Buju Banton would be a track.
Right? That's what I'm saying. So I just felt like he was doing the rounds. So when it first came out, I was like, I guess. But when we're diving further into it, I was like, okay, like the handoff of the hook between the two of them, I thought was awesome. I think that I guess it's dancehall.
Yeah.
Like dancehall being in the back, it was good. It was like kind of skeletal. Like there's not a lot of it that's happening, but enough to keep the entire track together. I ultimately ended up liking it, even though I was very cynical going in.
It's similar to Drift by TJ. That's a huge dancehall song out right now. If anyone who knows that song, that's what I'm talking about. It sounds similar to that. But I think this is J Hus we're talking about. It's a big deal for Popcorn to work with him.
Oh.
And I think that is kind of like where I'm coming from with this project is like he's worked with Burna Boy before. Drake and J Hus have been rumored to be doing a track for 3 years. So it's almost like the up and he's not up and coming anymore because his last album went #1. He's been charting for.
I feel like both of them
6
are
years.
established.
Who
J Hus and Popcorn.
No, they are. Yeah. But J Hus is just that like you want to get something with him.
Right.
He was one of those guys like he's unique in the style that you want to get something with him. The other production thing that I want to highlight is kind of more the grimy sound.
Yeah.
And the main one to me is Cream. Now,
oh my God.
There is that rumor, I think.
Yo, you like all the songs I'm not a big fan of.
I'm a J Hus fan, so
I guess so.
This we're gonna be different on this one. Cream, he did say, I think he said he wants Dave and Stormzy on that remix, if I remember correctly. And that seems like, really fits that sound, those like sliding grime 808s.
Yeah.
That's all over there.
The production on it's good.
Yeah, this is a production. I think, and why I like this song is because I used to be really disappointed in J Hus projects, especially Big Conspiracy. After Common Sense, I wanted more of a rap J Hus. I don't know if you've heard his Daily Duppy freestyle, but he goes absolutely ham in that. Okay. And he has this kind of like calm, chill rap style where he's still spitting bars, still being extremely violent and murderous, but in a calm, chill way. And I felt like he went away from that, at least on Big Conspiracy and kind of the singles that I've released since then.
Right.
More Afrobeat, more dancehall J Hus. And I always like the rapping J Hus because I think he has a unique way of rapping while being so violent that I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Cream, I don't really love his rapping on there. I think this is more him being aggressive. And I don't love the aggressive J Hus, but why I think a song like this works is because J Hus is one of the few people left in at least UK rap where it's like when he talks that, gangster talk, murder talk, we can believe it.
Okay.
J Hus is one of the few. There's some other times on here where I'm going to get to in lyrics where he kind of goes on it, but I think that's part of the energy of like, okay, this is more realistic when he's saying it.
Yeah, I think it does sound realistic. I would say that I don't know if I necessarily think it sounds good. Like his rapping on this track in particular, where he's like, I think just because the words rhyme doesn't mean that it always sounds good together. Because I think that his biggest issue overall, and it doesn't happen on every song, but I think his like a flaw in his rap style is like neglect of flow. Like where he'll be like, I'm gonna read in the Shakespearean way.
Oh my God.
From a juvenile teen, I just wanted cream, cheese. Made him all scream, please. Made his whole team freeze. We do it with ease. Now you resemble the breeze. You're a spirit. Make the whip turn pivot. I know the men, they're chicken. We can never be the same. I know you see the difference. I keep it close by, walking distance. So that is probably the best that section of the song will ever sound. Wow. Because on the song, in the audio version, when you listen to this, it's like like I said, the words rhyme, right? The words rhyme, obviously. But it's like, make them all scream, please. Made him whole team freeze. Like there's this like start and stop that is just like hard to listen to because I don't feel like he's punching me with the words. It's more of like he's using the flow to the effect of like this is how it mechanically works, but not like auditorily like pleasurable to listen to. Right. So that's why I was like kind of shocked that you said that you really like that track, because I was like, really? You like this freeze, please section? Like, I don't know. That didn't work for me.
I fuck with that, man. I think that J Hus does a good job when he does that kind of like off kilter flow where it's not directly on the beat.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I thought of this recently. I forgot what song I was listening to, but it was an Andre 3000 song. And I said, Internet decided they love Andre 3000 because if Andre 3000 had 10,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, everyone would flame him. For the way it's true. No, it was Pink Matter. No, there's no one who raps like Andre 3000 who's like upcoming rapper who everyone is just in love with. That just doesn't exist. And it's like, once we decide it's okay for someone to rap differently than everybody else, they've done it. And I think J Hus is like that. I think J Hus, like, at least J Hus fans, we're like, listen, he has his own style. He has permission. He can go which way.
Okay.
That he wants. So I'm surprised that you didn't like that song.
Maybe because I'm new to the J Hus.
You don't speak fluent J Hus yet. It's like when you're a new Future fan.
I'm not a hustler.
Yeah.
Not a hustler.
Not a hustler, baby.
So I'm missing out. That also happens in like the intro. The intro has literally the exact same problem.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, do we want to start the album with this like almost offbeat like rapping? I don't know.
It's his signature. I that's the thing too, is like,
but you could be offbeat like Blueface, or like
he's way better than Blueface.
No, hold on. There's somebody else there's a West Coast rapper that raps offbeat that I can't remember. E40, right?
He's way better than E40.
That's aggressive. I feel like that's a little bit aggressive.
J Hus raps better than E40.
I don't know about that.
I have no problem saying that. There's no problem saying that.
If you say so, I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I think that they're rapping off beat. They kind of run it over, right? J Hus, it's more of like these awkward stops midway through, and especially with the type of production in Cream where it's like actually really fast. He's doing this slowing down. I'm like, I don't know, bro. This doesn't sound correct to me.
I feel like his stop and start style of rapping really lends to more of a battle rap style.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it's really tailored. And especially it's not tailor-made for you to listen to leisurely if you don't know the words. That's kind of the thing I think is his main issue when it comes to like his kind of song structure and song construction is that like, as a J Hus fan, for sure, I love this style. I'm into it, but if you're like a new listener, you don't know the song.
Yeah,
it's hard for you to kind of catch a rhythm when
you
know it's like stop and start. But it really reminds me of that like mid 2000s mixtape era of like someone would remake a song and it's just the way they're rapping is nowhere close to the way the song was originally done.
Right,
and so you just kind of got to learn how it is over here and then fall in love with it. So I do think that that's something that is maybe part of why he's not as big as he is, now that you mention it, because like, again, if you don't know the word, even the intro is one of the songs that I'm like skipping profusely.
Yes.
Like I'm not listening to the intro.
Indubitably. That is one of those that expeditiously skipping that one. Okay.
Every $5 word we could think of, the intro is being skipped. So I understand why it's not pleasurable, but I do think there is something to that of, it being a different way of rapping. And when you do know the words, it can be more enjoyable.
I agree. I agree. I do want to say a couple more things about the production. But you know what? Since we're on rapping off beat, since we're already in this section, how did you feel about Who Told You with Drake? Just tell me, how did you feel about the song overall? And then tell me how you felt about the Drake section.
I don't hate the Drake section as much as everybody else does. I think that everyone's really, really overdoing it, because I think if this wasn't Drake and was just insert, artist we've never heard of, we would not like it calmly. I don't think everyone needs to like with their chests. I think that's going too far. I've seen this song play out and seen how everyone reacts. Yeah. And so I just don't buy that everyone is going to hear this song out and just be like, I hate it. I'm not buying that. But I liked the song at first when I heard the snippets of it without Drake on it. Yeah. I was cool with that. I said, woo!
Yeah, it sounds really good.
He got one.
J Hus.
So I was more excited because I'm a J Hus fan and I want people to know who he is. Yeah. So that's why I like the Drake feature, but I was honestly cool with Drake not being on this because...
Yes, me too, actually. He should just do a version of it with him solo.
He really should. And you know what's funny? I think this is going to be one of those songs that has a big feature that will do well live because of that. I think live, just him, it will be even more of a vibe. Yes. And maybe he'll start the Drake verse, let the crowd sing the first two parts, and then just cut back to his part,
Yeah, that's what I feel like in back into that day party, that Sunday day party. That Drake part is getting like the like Young Thug at the end of what was that on So Good? Do you remember that?
So Good. No.
Not So Good. On his latest album, not the latest one, the one with the green cover. So Much Fun, sorry. Yeah. There's that song with him and like J. Cole and Travis Scott.
Oh, yes.
And Young Thug, even though it's Young Thug's song, he's getting cut off of his song. I feel like...
The London, yeah.
Yeah, the London. I feel like Drake is gonna get the London treatment on this.
I'm sorry to break it to you, but Drake never gets the London treatment.
Dude, it's like bad. Like it's not good. I feel like, first of all, it takes up so much space.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the middle of the song, and he just like, you know, I know the vibes, and then he's like, okay. When he was like, I know the vibes, I was like, okay, it's coming to an end. But then he's still going like,
I think he started off okay. I just think he just kind of rambled in the middle of his verse.
Yes, that's the thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, you said like Drake, you know, because Drake, you know, this is why people are hating it so bad. But I'm
Yeah.
like, he's only getting so much space on the song because he's Drake.
100%. 100%.
Right? But I'm like, he misplayed the space, right? When you're like, you know, I know the vibes, you're the one girl, stop rolling eyes. That sounds great. But then we're still going, so Lila P, don't make me cry, you know, let me hold your controller. I'm not one of these controlling guys. Okay, we're getting
That's about the part where it's like still good.
Yeah, and then we're starting to get a little bit more shaky. I want you to touch road with the girl down, you know, socialize. Okay, but then we're now going like, you know, enjoy your life. You know, your backside so fit it opens eyes. I know now we're going back to I know the vibes again. I know the vibes. You know, just because I'm not just doesn't mean I don't care. That's not fair. I know the trouble. I was unprepared. Then it's like more and more, like this is probably halfway through and there's still more. That's why I'm like, I know the vibes. We should have known the vibes. You already told us you knew the vibes. I don't need to know more vibes.
We should have cut it off there. I think after her backside opened eyes,
it should have been over.
Yeah.
It should have been over.
But again, I do think it is a lot of hate because it is Drake. Because as much as everyone loves Drake, it is very cool to hate Drake. It's everyone's favorite pastime.
He's a lightning rod.
Yeah. And I think like, there's some like there's some lines in there that are like these would work if it was someone else. You'd be like, okay, they got a little something. And because it's Drake, I think we expect so much that, you know, we kind of got let down. But
but the production on that is it slaps.
No, and I'll say this. I think that as a single, It's Crazy and Who Told You were two are probably the greatest choices of singles that I've seen in a long time because Who Told You brought a lot of eyes to the project. He could have done his Popcorn feature. It could have been his Burna Boy feature.
Yeah.
Him and Burna Boy have always made great music.
Yep.
You know, he could, and I'll say this as well, is like, he doesn't have any kind of limitations on the features he can have on a project.
Right.
I think a lot of people don't know of him as much, but name any UK artist, like George Smith is on this project. Name any UK artist, even some American artists, they would have been, you know, itching to be a part of this.
Yeah.
So for him choosing to put the Drake one out, that being the single, and then It's Crazy, I think kind of matches his sound on the rap side as well. It's like these are actually good representations of what the album actually is. So I like those as singles for that reason.
Yeah, me too. I think that the singles are able to show the different sides. Like it's got the dancehall side. I feel like he has like 3 or 4 different sides. He got the strictly rapping part.
Yeah.
Which is like It's Crazy. Or It's Crazy is kind of a little bit drilly.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
But then there's like you know, the dancehall side with Popcorn, and then he's got the Afrobeat side with him and like Burna Boy, Georgia Smith, who is doing some of her best work.
Yeah.
And the Drake, right? And then there's like the really, 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 really rap side, which is like Come Look.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's basically like a 90s throwback hip hop style of beat. You know what? Actually, I brought King's Disease because that song, Come Look, reminded me of like a Hit Boy type of track.
I can see that on King's Disease.
Right? Yeah, man. So there's that. So there's got a lot of different sides going on that I love the violins on Come Look. And it even has like that snatchback and that allows like the synths to be prominent. So the production, I actually think the production is really good.
It is.
Really good on this thing. Can the lyrics hold up is the question. If the lyrics hold up is the question.
I think we're gonna disagree. I can already feel it.
Really?
I can already feel it. I like some of the lyrics on here.
Yeah, we already did some talking about the lyrics.
But before we get to the lyrics, I'm just gonna echo what you said. The production is really good on this. Like his production has always been really good. Like I mentioned J5, one of his in-house producers who does a lot of UK stuff, a lot of Afrobeat stuff. I think that that's always been something that he's just had. You know, there are those artists who it's like they just know how to pick beats. Their songs themselves might not be as big, but they always know how to pick beats.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah.
And I want to commend him one more time before we get into the lyrics, is that he has done probably the best job of any UK artist, at least UK rapper, of writing that line between rap and Afrobeat and dancehall.
Yeah.
Like he's the king of writing that line. So I want to give him credit for that because I think that there is some value in that. Let's get to the lyrics.
We've already did some talking about the lyrics, and I think my displeasure has been a little bit vocal.
For sure. Let's talk about my favorite song.
Yeah,
Freshwater, Safer Kara.
Which part is it the fresh part, water part that you like?
Safer Kara is my favorite part.
Okay.
Yeah. But I got to give it credit as a whole. The 2-part song. I said it before. The first part is him explaining how he wants to be pleased by a woman. And the second part is kind of slows it down. And he's saying how he likes to please a woman. And I'll say this is that J Hus does have a certain confidence to his lyrics. Yeah. That is almost funny because people used to make so much jokes about him being ugly for the first like 3 years of his career. Really? Yeah. It was literally a running joke. So I thought that's pretty funny. But his confidence when it comes to women when he's rapping is different from kind of the traditional American rap confidence. It's not the whole idea of I bought her a Birkin, now she's mine, or me and this other rapper fucked 8 of the same girls. Like, that's not really J Hus's vibe. J Hus's vibe is more like, I'm gonna treat you right, I'm gonna do my thing, I'm gonna dick you down. That's more J Hus's like energy. And this song is very much along those lines. He says, please don't delay. Body gal come this way. Body gal concentrate. Hear what I say. Your bunda gaining weight, but that's how I like it. Suck on your neck and I bite it. Vampirize it. Light it. Ignite it. This life is hard. How do you survive it? My wood is hard. I can provide it. Open your legs. You must divide it. Dirty talking. I feel your organs. Biology. I'm talking science. Scratching on me. She love the violence.
Hey, that's actually really good. I gotta give that up to him. Biology, I'm talking science is one of the.
Come on. Hustler, baby.
Yeah, he's not. It sounds good. I think that part, I actually like that half of the song.
Yeah.
I like that half of the song a lot.
But the first half you have a problem with, which I get. The first half, especially probably talking about washing himself in the sink.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I can tell you why that got me, so that's total aside. But I'm finishing up my like hip hop story, and that Dream Warriors song, "Wash Your Face in the Sink." I have like a whole like section about that because that song's about negativity, whatever. And thinking about someone washing their dick in the sink, where someone washes their face, is just absolutely lunacy to me. But I highlighted this because first of all, the second half of the song is very good. Yeah, this verse is very good. But this, like, if you were to read these lyrics, this could be a dancehall artist. This could be Movado. This could be Popcorn. This could be Byron Messiah. This could be a dancehall artist saying these lyrics. And I think that is his talent there. Because when other UK artists do their dancehall song, their Afrobeat song on their album, they're just rapping. Yeah. They sound like a rapper rapping on a dancehall song or an Afrobeat song. And then they have someone singing or someone doing the chorus. Yeah,
to fully bring it together.
This part sounds like a dancehall song. Yeah. Like legitimately. So that I want to highlight that because, you know, there's a lot in there that, again, it comes with the accent. It comes with the background. Again, there's no way Gunna is doing this. Gunna is not saying vampirize it, light it, ignite it. You're right. That's just not happening. But these are kind of things that are unique to J Hus that he actually kind of focuses on in his music. And I think that's what makes him so good is what's unique to him is what he focuses on. He doesn't try and be like everybody else. Yeah, and it also helps when you're for like genres like this, like when you said like somebody like Gunna or even literally any like African American artist would be really hard to do this because there is an element of like you're Jamaican or you're Nigerian, so you have the accent, right? That you can actually, use for a song like that, right? And it becomes more believable. That's why, like, if you're like the baby, the baby can never make a song like this, or like name African American. When I'm talking about American artists, right? They just can't make it because
You don't have the accent, right? You don't have the accent, and then you're also missing like the cultural like background for it. Like you could attempt it, which I would say Drake is attempting.
Yep.
Drake is lucky enough to grow up in Toronto, so he actually knows what that accent sounds like. Am I convinced that Drake speaks like that on a 24/7 basis? Not really.
No. But Drake doing that, sorry to cut you off, is more of a Canadian Toronto thing.
Yes.
Canadian Toronto hip hop has always had that Caribbean influence.
Yeah, just like London, right?
Exactly.
I think J Hus was Stratham, I think.
Stratford, yeah.
Or Stratford, sorry.
Yeah.
So there is like in the UK, there is that extra element as well. Like people do speak like that, right?
Actually.
Yeah. So I think that's why it really works. Right, that's why I think it really works for especially J Hus. I feel like J Hus has a really strong handle, on accents, the vocal change. Yeah, really good on vocal changes. Yeah. Oh my god. Yep. The song with Popcorn. The ending.
I was gonna say the ending. Yeah.
The ending. Why doesn't he just rap like that all the time?
I literally was like, who is it?
Yeah, like I was looking at it, I'm like, what?
That was hard.
It was. And I was like, why doesn't he just use that voice to rap 24/7? It sounds so good.
Even just that song, if you use that voice just on that whole song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think his ability to change his vocals is actually really strong. I think it's a little bit, I don't know if it's underrated because, again, this is my entry point.
Yes.
But this is not something that anybody told me about. Nobody was telling me. It's like
Donald.
Yeah, Donald. Where are you? Why are you not informing me? But yeah, I think that's something that I really, really like about any sort of vocal, any sort of lyric, anything is like that vocal change, being able to go in different directions, different accents, if you trying to be angry and stuff like that, that also works. So I think that's probably my favorite part about his music.
Yes.
So what's the name of the track? Killy is the one with Popcorn, right? I just want, hopefully we insert that part here for the audio listeners, but that section at the very end, I'm going to read it for our YouTube, where he goes.
You gotta read it in the voice though.
I don't know. Hey, I have a good voice. I've been told I have a good voice, but I don't know if my voice can do something like that. Hold on.
Killy.
Yeah. He's like, I don't have to kill him. Let my Killy kill him. I don't like spitting. I like blood sipping. Inshallah, we catch a nigga slipping. So crazy, JD, I was sipping. Grab a couple spinners, all my niggas chipping. I near bun my nigga. I was fucking tripping. That part is elite.
Elite.
Okay. That's how it sounds. Well, that's not how it sounds. That's how that sounds
how
like.
It sounds when you say
when I say it.
Yeah.
But he needs to take that shit and bottle it up. Is like, I don't have to kill him. Let my Killy kill him. Right? Like that part sounds sick. Need more of that. That's what kind of reminds me of like 21 Savage when he was like whispering on songs. I'm like, why aren't you? Yeah, I'm like, why aren't you doing that shit on more songs? Why are you just bringing that out now? So I think that part is awesome. Like actually awesome.
I'm happy you highlighted that because that end of the song was definitely, I had the same kind of reaction when I heard it. I was like,
who's that? I thought it was a different person.
No, I was like, oh, this is not Popcorn. This is not J Hus.
So he needs to bring that back. I think the freshwater.
Yes.
I think another thing with this album is like I feel like it's defined by the first verse on so many songs. The first verse or the first hook or something like that really, really defines a song. For Freshwater, I mean, it starts okay, right? He's talking about I'm trying to pull up my lyrics here. He's talking about, every time everybody knows I'm a live wire, right? I ain't come here to sing Kumbaya. Oh, sorry, he's doing live wire, right?
There you
go. I ain't come here to sing Kumbaya. Okay? Baby girl, I'm a vampire. That's how I built my whole empire. That sounds elegant, right? Again, the accent, fantastic, right? And it's like, how your usna tastes like papaya. We eat usna like lasagna. Lasagna? Like lasagna. As long as it tastes like fresh water. which actually doesn't make sense because you literally went back to back with Taste of Food and then Taste of Water, but whatever. I give your pum pum a safakara. Baby girl, I like when you suck my penis. When you swallow, it hurts my feelings. Damn girl. If you don't swallow my kids, there would have been a menace. I want a classy hole. Is there any such thing?
That's hilarious.
I want a Lincoln fuck. I don't want a cuff link. Okay.
Or
that's a bar. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it goes back and forth where I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, okay, I guess, you know? So I think that kind of ruined the song because for the rest of it where he is like, where he is washing himself in the sink, let's just put it lightly. That was ruining the song for me on just like straight up. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
It's not a straight hygiene thing.
Yeah, just like, why are we including this? Like, I guess you're trying to make it sound gritty, like as a gritty sex situation, but I don't need it to sound to sound gritty. He's already going for like the sensual, vocals. Like, you don't need to bring it to the sink.
That's without bringing anything to the sink, that would have been great.
I exploded, wash my penis in the sink. What the fuck?
I was like, no, we just don't need to do that. Like, there's no reason.
I think this is like the first time I've ever heard somebody that just straight up said penis, like in a song.
And that's well, I'm gonna get to my next lyrics, but I think the just calling his penis a penis, is almost like not hip hop in a sense. Like,
that's true though.
But I think like this is such a J Hus thing to do. Like, how I compare him to Andre 3000 in a sense is because it's like he has no regard for like what is supposed to rhyme, supposed to flow. Like he definitely has no problem making words rhyme that don't rhyme. Like we know he loves that, but he doesn't need it to be like always necessarily sounding cool. It's almost like he thinks it sounds cool because he's saying it. Yeah. That's the energy that I get from him. So this I don't love that he did that. I feel like that's not really hip hop. And as well, like, is washing your dick in the sink hip hop? Like, that's another question. I'm not a hip hop police, so who knows? But I think those two things could have been done without for the song because he basically ends his verse with saying that she sucks his soul out, which that's pretty hip hop. That's pretty hip hop right there. He could have left it like that. So I think I still like the song regardless. I want to talk about a section on It's Crazy, which was, I didn't even realize It's Crazy was a single. I had just had that song kind of in my playlist for a while, listening to that song. And when I got to it on the album, I'm like, oh, this is crazy. That's crazy. So this song has been out for a little while. And this is definitely him like kind of talking shit. Like being like, listen, any y'all come for me, is game over. It's game over. The section he has in verse 2, he says, I want to beef with the world and feed him bells. Your name don't ring a bell. Come like string a bell. Nah, more like Omar. Put a tooth in his molar. Tell him it's over. Murder gives me a boner. I'm so fire solar. The pagans stink. They carry odor. Blam the young GM. Blam the older. Go to that country and take it over. The world keeps spinning like a revolver. There's a part with his lyrics that it gets very, very like elementary. Like it almost, like when you read it especially, it almost sounds like someone who doesn't rap is trying to write a rap. But it's his inflection and the way he says things that makes him get this off. Because I don't think these lyrics on their own, he can get these off all the time. I don't think that's the case. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's like, it's because you are who you are, and the way you're saying this is what gets it off. Him shouting out Stringer Bell and Omar. We love The Wire. We love any Wire shout outs. And I think this is probably one of the most poignant, I guess, parts of the album because anyone knows J Hus's background. J Hus is not the one to play with. And for him to go with I come like Stringer Bell and then go scratch that. Now more like Omar. Anyone who's seen The Wire knows that is like, I'm really about this. Like Omar, if there was like a body count for The Wire, I feel like Omar is at the very top of the list. Yeah. Maybe him and Marlo. And then he goes on to say murder gives me a boner.
Yeah, that was a little bit of I'm like, I guess.
But I've heard that kind of like phrasing, not said like that, but phrasing in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
That's only someone says that if they're extremely violent. Only if you're really about that do you say something like that. Yeah. And I think that's why I'm saying J Hus, his words kind of carry a different weight, but it is very different from especially the American rappers where dudes might talk about, oh, if he plays with me, then it's not a game. And that's very different from saying murder gives me a boner. Yeah. And obviously Drake is not considered a gangster rapper, but Drake has a bunch of lines about he messed with me, he gonna be on a t-shirt, all that type of stuff. Again, very different from murder gives me a boner. Yeah. Like I'm excited to kill you. I'm looking forward to this. Yeah. That's kind of the J Hus energy. And I think that only fits because everyone knows J Hus is like that. Because we talked about this album, the production of it, very dancehall, very Afrobeat, very upbeat. Talking about murder, how J Hus talks about it, and having the sound of your album
not super dancehall
be day party. It's like that's such a unique space to be in, where your album is day party. Yeah. But what you're talking about is like treacherous, murderous. Yeah. But this is again why I say he's not a unicorn, because there are other guys who do this to some degree. Mm-hmm. But in terms of actual UK rap, he is somewhat of a unicorn because that's very dancehall. Yeah. That's very dancehall to have it be a beat everyone loves, everyone's dancing. Like Taliban. That's Taliban's right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone loves it. It's so upbeat, everyone's dancing. And on the song, you're talking about murdering a whole family. Yep. So J Hus is really kind of fitting the mold in that sense.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that his ability to go from like aggressive to seductive, because he's definitely trying to seduce people on this song.
Yeah.
He's definitely trying to seduce something. I think is something that is kind of hard to do, right? Like Meek Mill, not really seducing many people. And I don't believe Chris Brown when anytime he says he is trying to shoot somebody. I don't believe it. Right. So it's kind of hard to do both at the same time and for it to be believable.
And both, yeah, you're right. And both be believable.
Yeah. But I feel like for J Hus, it is believable. And I even want to point out Alien Girl, right? Where there's one section, this is my last part, and it's very short, but it's one of the funniest parts of this entire project, where they're basically like, hold on, let me get the part for you, because
I like that you're highlighting Alien Girl, though, because I did ask people on Twitter their thoughts about the J Hus album. Mm-hmm. And Alien Girl was a song that was mentioned as some people's favorite song. So you get people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think Alien Girl overall is a good track. I think that it's just like the funny. There's like a bunch of funny lyrics where he's like, I mean, there's so many where he's like, take you somewhere no one can see. We go to Uranus. Wood in your pum pum, thumb in your anus. What?
Poetry. Poetry in motion. Take her to Pluto and Mars. I need her urgently.
Yeah.
Mercury, Usna, and Mercury.
Yeah, and then there's this one lyric where I'm trying to find. I didn't write it down because I think I was like almost taken aback so much by it. Oh, here we go. She called me fada after I gave her the alien dagger. Your alien bunda get fada. Mm-hmm. I think that's just like, for me, that's so funny because I think, for me, I know what daggering looks like. Mm-hmm. And to say that it makes your ass get bigger, I'm like, I can see how. I can see how. You need reinforcements, bro. You need
alien wine, alien dagger, alien bunda.
Yeah.
This is basically as a jokey of a song J Hus has. Yeah. And basically in his whole career, I can't think of a song that he has like this on his past projects. Mm-hmm. But what I kind of gleaned from this song, which was so interesting to me listening to this project, is his ability to kind of stay on topic. Yeah. Like this whole song, he really dives to it on this theme of like, alien, come take this alien wood, don't run from me, come jump on me. We go to Uranus, put my thumb in your anus. Like, having all these different bars that he's finding a way to put planets in there. Yeah. Like, we talk all the time about artists that can't not stay on topic. They're on the feature and the first verse is one thing, the second verse is a whole different song. This is like why I think J Hus is kind of respected as a rapper. Like this is obviously a joke. This is not like a serious song
it's
for
not
him.
a serious song.
But the ability to kind of tie in all these things in this theme, how to be on topic, we don't see that very often anymore. You know, even from UK rappers, that's not even always the case. So I think this is kind of like almost a flex in a sense, because if someone else did a song like called Alien Girl, maybe it would just be the chorus.
Yeah.
That would have some kind of alien entendre in it.
Not a full commit to the entire bit.
Yeah, you wouldn't get a Uranus bar.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's pretty, as much as it's funny, it's still impressive.
Yeah, and it's also, that's one of the day party type tracks, production wise. How do you feel about this thing's cohesiveness? I think because we've been talking about like how many different genres that he is pulling in here. How do you think it actually fits together though?
I don't know how cohesive it really is because it is so long.
Yeah, it's an hour long.
Yeah,
17 or 18 songs.
Yeah, 19 songs, an hour and 3 minutes.
Yeah,
and I think that there is like it's not completely like not cohesive, but I think that it's because it's so long.
Yeah,
it really hurts it, because there are times when it's like you get to the point, it's like, okay, now we're in a rap song for a little bit. Okay, now we're in a dancehall vibe for a little bit. And I think that that's hard to make cohesive when the album is so long. So I feel like definitely is day party vibes for sure. Like you could throw this on shuffle and play this at the pre, and
it would be a vibe.
No problems. But I think that it being so long hurts that for me. Like it's clearly there sonically, but I think that it just was way too long.
Yeah, I totally agree. Honestly, I think that even though he's successfully pulling off each genre that he uses, I do think he's successfully pulling it off.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like it's not all meshing well together, right? I think that they're all it's like now we're doing the dancehall track, now we're doing the the Afrobeats track, now we're doing the drill track, now we're doing it never flows for more than like two songs, two or three songs.
I think that's probably what he could have done differently, because I think that even his rap tracks, some of them can fit in with the Afrobeat tracks. I think that there should have been more effort to do that. I think ultimately this does help his career, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, the Drake track, that's a huge hit for him.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people are basically like listening to him for the first time because of that Drake song.
Yep.
But I think what he is going to do that a lot of UK artists, I won't say they haven't done, they've done it in spurts and have like a couple songs in this, is get played in the party. I think that is where he is going to really, really thrive.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a few songs on here that can be added to the list to play like actually in the party. Not just in the hip hop party, but the dancehall party, the reggae party, the Afrobeat party.
Yeah.
Where he can get, a real set there. Because I think of a song like Location. Love Location. When Location was popping and playing out, time of my life. Love Location. Location can't really always get played in a dance hall set, or an Afrobeat set. It kind of has to go in like that in between set, and doesn't always play as much. He can go right behind Burna Boy. Like when Burna Boy gets all his shit off, you can go J Hus right after that. And so that, I think, is what really kind of builds longevity, at least in this genre.
Yep.
Because someone like Burna Boy could not drop a hit again.
And he's good for life.
He is good. He had the song of the summer more than once. So he's good. And I think J Hus can get, I think he has that with the Drake song. That's going to be one that plays, I think, for a while. But if another one of these can be kind of in that rotation of every party you go to, you hear it, that's going to be huge for his career.
Yeah. And I think him being better than Drake on the song that Drake is on is going to be huge for him.
Facts. That's a big deal.
Because everybody's going to be like, oh, it's featuring Drake. Which I was like, oh, it's featuring Drake. And I was like, okay, this first part is sick. And then Drake came on. I was like, okay, I would be sick if you just gave me back the original person. Right? Seriously.
No, for real.
And I think that a lot of people will have that same effect. And then I just think it's good for J Hus because it made him look good by comparison.
Yes.
I would say it's kind of a missed opportunity because we are in, I would say, Song of the Summer drought a little bit.
Yeah.
And that could have been, like, considering how good J Hus's part sounded, if Drake just gave him something decent or a 7 out of 10, like a 5 to a 6 out of 5, 6, 7 out of 10, that could have been like real Song of the Summer potential for real.
I think there may be still a chance there because Drake does not get that
The London treatment? You don't think he's getting the London treatment?
It just doesn't happen. Yeah, I've seen songs where Drake is at the end and they just skip right to the end. Like
yes, I've seen that too.
They don't even play the other parts. So I think because of that, this song will get more play and J Hus's part will get like play over and over because there are people like us who are more music heads that we know what Drake's capable of. Mm-hmm. We are disappointed in this verse a little bit, but there's still the casual fan that is like, oh my God, Drake! Yeah, and like they don't even understand what J Hus is saying, and they just can't wait to hear Drake. So I think for that reason, the song will get more play.
Yeah,
and may have some song of the summer potential.
Okay,
let's talk about the cover.
The glorious cover. Big DS2 vibes.
Yeah,
it looks straight out of the DS2 playbook, but a different color arrangement. And it also reminds me of like Culture 3 with Amigos, that they're all kind of like popping out of like this like cloud as well. So I think it looks
and Culture 1, I would say too.
Yeah, I think it looks great. It also kind of looks like a heart, which is like an anatomical heart, not like a
like an actual heart.
Yeah, I think that looks great too. Love the colors. I like the houses in it. It's good. It looks great. I think it looks awesome.
I think this is actually a better cover than all the albums you named.
Yeah.
So I think this is a great cover.
Better than DS2?
Yeah, for sure.
For somebody who loves Future, the amount of Future hate that you've spewed in private and on
saying I think this cover is better than DS2 is not hate. We gotta really taper that one back. Like there's a couple things in here. I think having the two houses and the one inside the heart, you know that phrase?
Yeah.
Home is where the heart is.
Yes.
So I think that's pretty cool to have that. Having the flowers come out of the house, I think is pretty cool. And I do think, J Hus is entering this different part of his career, and you see it sonically on the album, where things are more light. I do remember that time with Big Conspiracy. There a lot of the songs of Big Conspiracy were definitely like, I don't trust niggas type of vibe. Like, obviously just came back from jail, his case, this whole situation. It seems like things are more light. And so this, I think, really kind of fits into that. So I like this cover. I think this is one of the better covers we've seen. I don't usually
me too.
I don't usually love the like black background on a cover. I think that usually kind of like sucks in whatever is in the middle of it. But I think on this one, this is a great piece of art.
Yeah, me too. All right. The moment we've all been waiting for.
Are you going to be getting the vinyl?
Are you going to be getting the vinyl?
I like this album a lot, but like, here's my thing. 19 songs on a vinyl is just not like the energy for me.
That's two discs. Yeah, that's 2 discs.
And like
front and back too.
Yeah. This is a maybe.
Okay.
I like this album a lot.
Oh yeah.
I do think
clear. Yeah, you definitely like it a lot more than me.
I like this album a lot, and I do think that like the day party type of sound on this project would sound good on vinyl. Like my house would get hella clean to this for sure. So it's a maybe for me. Okay. It's a maybe for the right price.
Okay. For me, for the art, I would maybe like that's one of those things where I would like if I could just get like a poster of it, that'd be sick. There's some tracks that I'm not a big fan of, especially the intro. The first track I don't like, so I feel like that hurts.
100%.
I feel like that hurts its vinability. But
vinability, I like that.
But I won't be getting the vinyl, unfortunately. But
fair.
My score,
let's hear it.
I think it's a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of good things happening here. The features are good. Jordan Smith is great. I think that Popcorn is great. Burner Boy doing his thing. And I think that the vibes are correct. I like the Afro beats. I like the dancehall. I like the production is really good. But where it loses me is literally the very first track is a problem. Like literally though. Like,
that as the intro was a misstep.
Yeah, that was a misstep. I think the verse on Freshwater, I think his like rapping off beat is like not really, it's not working for me. It's not working for me.
You gotta take time to learn the language. You gotta get your J Hus Duolingo.
Yeah, like it's just not working for me. And I think that I don't know. There's just like even some songs near the end, like even like Bim Bim or playing chess. Like I just feel like it's not very gripping in that way. Yeah, I think and the raps, even though we went over some of the lyrics that are like funny and stuff like that, I feel like there's not like it's not very punchy. And if it is, the flows are like not very good, like I explained earlier. So it's a 6.5. Like I don't hate it.
6.5 is good.
Yeah.
I know the internet is gonna be.
Yeah, they're gonna be on my ass, but you know what else is new? I mean, after the Jason Tatum video, shout out to the people who watched the Jason Tatum video, by the way. But after that, and after Lil Skies, and after
shout out Lil Skies.
Who else? Like Gunna, you know, there's people want my head on a platter. It's okay. My head is still talking though, even on the platter.
Yeah, this is not your worst one.
Yeah. Not my most egregious one. Not yet, at least.
No. There's already worse. There's already worse.
The Nav. I mean, if you want to hear me just suplex an album off like a 30-story building, listen to me reviewing Nav. Was it Emergency Tsunami? I think.
I wonder what the Nav fans are like. We haven't interacted with them too much.
Yeah, not really.
But I wonder what the Nav fans are like.
Okay, so what is your score?
For me, Beautiful and Brutal Yard by J Hus.
Yes.
This is an 8 for me.
Wow.
I like this album a lot. It was kind of hard for me to give it a high score in a sense because it is so long.
Yeah, it's also so long. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah,
it's
like,
so brutally long.
It's an hour long. And there are some songs, like especially towards the end, that I'm not crazy about.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't necessarily think I'll skip them, but like
they're forgettable though.
Forgettable is a great way to put them. And so to me, I think this album is like, it's not a no skips, but it can get there. There's a 15-song version of this album. That's a no skips for sure. And again, I think there's a lot. This album has songs that you actually can like play for someone to get onto J Hus.
Yes,
he's always had that. I think like if you go back and listen to Common Sense, you'll see like he always had songs where I could be like, yo, Démar, listen to this, and you could be like, oh, this is good. This album's full of those. Okay. Full of those. So I think that holds a lot of weight. And I think this album is going to really stand the test of time. I think that all these day party tracks, this vibe, you talk about Janelle Monáe being fit for the barbecue. J Hus is like right there. Yeah. Right there. So this is an 8 for me. I'm just very excited about this project and excited for everyone to really start to get into J Hus. You know? He's one of the artists I feel like is very talented. And I'm excited for everyone to finally, you know, get their J Hus training. Yeah. And learn the language. and learn the language. For everyone who's made it this far to the end of the podcast, you know what to do. Leave a rating and a review, 5 stars, not a single star less. Of course, all our friends over on YouTube, make sure you head over there. And I should have said at the beginning of the video, I forgot again. Like the video. If you're watching this video, please give it a like. Like, comment, and subscribe, baby. Please go ahead and do that. Find us on the interwebs at Album Mode Pod on Twitter, at Album Mode Pod on Instagram, at Album Mode Pod on TikTok. And of course, until next time, know yourself, know your worth. There it is.